What is up, everyone? We are headed out to deer camp today. It is October 23rd, and we are going to be moving my stand from the Tower Road to the Hidden Road because my Hidden Road stand is toast. It's old. It just needs a new one. So we're going to put my buddy stand up there, and then we also have the Bear Creek stand right next to it. So I'm excited to do that today. It's been a very busy fall for me as I'm also a wedding photographer. So it's been like 9 or 10 weeks of straight up weddings every single weekend. So I'm so excited to be out here in the woods today and just enjoy the peace and quiet and family and just enjoy what I love doing. So we hope to have a really good season this year. I mean, I say that every year, but I have a good feeling. I say that every year too. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I will keep us posted on other things that we do today, but enjoy the season.
Say that again. This is a big old buck. He's ripping these live trees right off. Like they're stinking marshmallows.
This is the Hidden Road, Carl.
Okay, I was like, this looks like a road.
This is the Hidden Road.
These are hidden roads that I found on Google.
Ah.
I went back in history to the black and white, and then you can see them because they took them in winter, and you can see the roads all the way back to 1991.
Logging roads.
Old logging roads that when they clear cutted this.
That's pretty cool.
So, and you can't see it from the road, but there is a road there. That's certain times of the year you can see it, or at night you can kind of see it, but nobody's been back here.
Well, we went and checked my chip, and apparently the camera was not turned on correctly. Granted, it wasn't my camera, but no one's fault. So yeah, now we got it working, and we have the element of surprise. So it's gonna be good. We saw some really good rubs right on the way into the stand, so I have a good feeling there. But yeah, should be good. We have Carl out here this year. What's up, Carl?
Yeah.
And he's bringing his son, my nephew, out so he can do some hunting. And I'm excited for that. He seems very excited, and it'll be good for him. So we're just on our way out. One weekend before opener. It's looking good.
Well, it is first weekend at deer camp. Super excited to get up here this year. It is going to be a
probably one of the largest groups we've ever had in camp, and I'm super excited. We've got, I think, 3 new campers that are going to be in camp, and including myself. I got a new Toy Hauler camper 2019. I'm really excited about it. Budget time, excited to spend some time with the boys out in the woods, campfires, the food. I picked up 3 French silk pies today. It's going to be a great time. Really, really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can take you guys on a fun journey with our family, and hope you guys really enjoy the video. And we're gonna have a great couple of weeks, actually 2 full weeks and 3 full weekends. So all right, here we go.
It's nice to have everybody up here.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait.
What have you been up to?
Everything and anything.
Yeah. What time did you get up?
4:30.
How many poops do you have done today?
4 after. I just had one after lunch. I'm not quite regular just yet because I'm just getting over something.
What'd you have for breakfast?
I had oatmeal.
What'd you have for lunch?
I had turkey and ham cheese on a pita.
What time did you start the fire?
That was all this morning?
Yeah.
Probably 5 o'clock. I just kicked it together and waved the shovel in front of it a little bit and poof.
What time did Carl get here?
About 20 minutes ago,
All
half
right.
hour ago.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get this camper in there.
Morning everyone, we are here at the Hidden Road and we got in late last night, so we didn't get to join in the festivities, but this morning we are very excited.
We're excited. Yeah, first morning.
He's pumped, so
Fingers crossed. So we're pumped.
Let's see what we get, and we're gonna walk on out there.
Well, it was about, I don't know, 8:18, and I was texting my dad, and well, it rained last night, so all the leaves are wet, so you can't really hear anything walking, but I was texting my dad, and I thought I heard something, so I looked up, and in the brush, I could see a deer walking, so I got my gun up and seen that he had horns. And once he got into an opening, he was probably 100 yards maybe. And I shot and he ran about, I don't know, 50 yards. Fell right over. So, a little Y buck. So I'm pretty excited. Got some meat now, so yeah.
Giant.
Hey, you stand by that rifle. You feel the
I think we need to hear the story. It sounds like a pretty interesting story there,
I've never
Vince.
heard a shot. The only shot I heard is the one I finished Jim's
Want an
deer.
L?
Told me,
Yeah.
come help us, the biggest buck you ever shot.
No, I didn't say
That
that.
was it.
Didn't say that. So about 9:50, I had 2 does come off to my left. They were grazing, feeding for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then about 11:40, I looked directly behind me,
Yeah.
into the corner there, and saw a big body deer. Didn't see the face. Head down, he was moving. So I stood up, turned around, did can call. As soon as I did, he took off running.
Was he going? Was he heading towards the road or
He
towards
was
the low spot?
he was heading towards the low spot
Okay.
into the thick stuff. So I'm looking, I'm trying to see him. I grabbed my buck roy, called 2-3 times, and about 20 seconds after I did, right behind me, in the front of the stand, if I turn back around, I sit down, I'm looking, I can't see him, and all of a sudden there's one in the pines there, takes off running, and he ran across that chute there.
Yeah.
So I called 2-3 more times. He stopped in the woods. I couldn't see him, but he's sitting there just grunting up a storm. Turned back around, walked back through the chute, and I'm just looking through the pines. He eventually stopped and started nibbling on some brush.
Once or
So-
twice a year.
I'm looking. I'm like, it can't be a doe, is it? I couldn't see anything, and then he turned his head, and I see horns. Boom! On the end of that. Yeah, there was a stick that was kind of lined up with his horn. It was a little taller.
Yeah.
Come on, look at this. Let's go.
First weekend's a dud.
He thinks it's a dud.
I don't
I-
think so. I know so.
I think we put our time in and it will pay off.
And pay off.
It will pay
Right.
off.
Yeah.
It will manifest it. All right, guys. We'll catch you back at second weekend.
All right. Welcome back to my vlog. I'm an official YouTuber now, I guess. Right now, it's like we're at a snow globe. Last weekend it was like summer, 60 degrees, hot, sweating out there, and now it's full-blown winter. So that's Minnesota. And yeah, this week we're hoping to actually see a deer in the woods and not on the side of the road as we do when we drive up. So that'd be great, you know. I think we're looking forward to it this time around. conditions should be a lot better. And yeah, we'll catch up with you guys later on in the vlog.
Well, we got about 4 or 5 inches of pretty heavy wet snow last night, and we haven't had snow like this in camp in as long as I can remember, at least for me personally. So it should be a fun day. Just gonna do a little bit of road hunting here. The trees are heavy, looking for some fresh tracks. See if we sneak up on something today. But it is absolutely gorgeous out here. Absolutely gorgeous. So just gonna take in the sights and see if we can't find something out here in the woods.
Where's my keys? Now you got me nervous.
Yeah.
Little suspect over here.
What are you filming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making us think you got a bongo. Everyone's trying to convince me that you guys wouldn't call me if you got a deer because Ross can film it all.
No, I lost my keys
Where'd you find it?
by the truck. We walked all the way back to where we were, searching with flashlights, came all the way back to the truck, and this is like a 45-minute ordeal. And I'm like, we're gonna have to call somebody to bring the keys from my house up here. And then I was kicking around. I'm like, if they're anywhere, they're by my door here where I got out of the truck. And we had already kicked all the snow up, and all of a sudden I heard a clink. And there they were, buried in the snow.
How mad were you?
I never got mad. I just knew we had to find them. So
Never
There you go.
fails at deer camp to lose something.
Nephew. I can't even talk to my wife around here. Everybody
Nephew.
thinks I'm bumming. He's got a wife now.
Hey, nephew.
I wouldn't have got him anyway.
you might
No, you might have.
He was standing there.
No, he was too close there.
See, that's where you need the rigor and the trigger.
From the first ingredient. Where, when,
What? No.
Why,
You gotta go
how,
way
who?
before that.
So way before then,
I know where you were. I drove by your truck.
Yeah,
I
so
know
I
where it
went-
started.
I went to the HP.
And you couldn't see.
To the, I'm looking down the road as I'm sitting in my truck. I walk down. You can't even see 2 inches, and I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Right.
So I was like, well, maybe I'll see some tracks. So I plow my way through, and I get to where my stand is. There's still no tracks, so then I walk down to the 90 where the sign was. And I was like, still no tracks. And I was like, you know what? I'll try to have a good attitude. I'll sit here anyway, because you never know what will happen.
It is the HP stand by
Yeah, so I went and I got in my climber and I got all the way up there, and my pad on my seat on the climber is just, like, you could have rang it out and got 2 gallons of water out of it. And I was like, now I gotta sit on this. And so I sat down and my butt instantly got frozen. But I sat there for like an hour and a half or whatever. And I'm looking around and I could see like 15 yards. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is just stupid.
15 yards, that's pretty good. But anyway.
Yeah, so then I sat there for I don't know how long, an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever. And my butt's freezing, and I can't see anything, and there's no tracks. So then my mind's just going to a bad attitude place, and I was like, I am leaving. I am going home because this is bogus. I can't even see in the woods, and there's no tracks. I'm going home.
Did you swear at yourself right there?
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. I was
Sorry
like,
for the interruption.
I'm going home.
I want to listen to my nephew.
So I get all the way back to my truck, and I get in my truck, and I was just driving, and I'm in my own realm of like, this is just dumb. And I get past Oak Island Road, and it was basically where, you know, when the wolf ran in front of you, and you're looking all the way down at the end, and you see the flag like that. Well, I come around that corner, and that other camp's got like the 4-wheeler trail on the right side.
Yep.
And that's how you.
So you're come around the corner, looking down from the other direction on the straight stretch.
Yeah. So I come around the corner, and he just takes a step, not onto the road, but he's like a foot from the road, and he goes like this, and he's staring at me. And at this point, I can't tell what he is because I'm just shocked there's a deer standing there. But I'm looking at him, and his neck comes out like 5 inches from his head and comes straight down like a barrel's on his neck. And I was like, holy crap, that's a big buck. So I grab my gun back here like this, and I grab it, and I get it up on my steering wheel. I'm looking through the windshield, and I'm like, and I get it on his head, and I'm like, oh my God. And all I can see is wrath, and I'm like, he's huge.
White chocolate.
So I set my gun down like this, and I'm like, thinking, I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? He's like 50 yards, maybe. And he's just standing there staring at me, and I'm like, holy man. Well, I'm not gonna just let him get away. Just me watching. So I was like, I'm gonna try to get him, I guess. So I got my hand on the handle, and I got my gun like this, and I'm gonna get out of the truck, and my elbow goes on the horn, and it goes, eh. And he takes off across the road, and I was like, oh no. So I flung the door open, and I took off to where he was, and it's just swamp like this. And then there I went. Swamp on his bounding.
You run after the big buck.
Yeah, and I ran probably, I don't know, 100, 150 yards.
Who'd you learn that from?
You?
Thank you. Anyway, continue.
Big buck just crossed the road.
Yeah, so then,
Gun down.
Yeah.
I don't know, I stood in there for like 20 minutes with the can call and tried that. So then I was like, well, I'm going to go back out to where my truck is because, you know, that's a long shoot all the way down, and maybe he'll come back around or something. So I get back out to the road, and I look down there for a while. And I was like, well, I better park my truck because it's just sitting in the middle of the road now. So I parked my truck, and I was like, well, there's not much more I could do, but I want to see where he came from at least. So I took up the, I don't know, it was like a 4-wheeler trail they have there. And it comes up to a big grassy knoll deal. But he didn't walk through that. He came around the edge and walked down the middle of the trail, and there's either 2 does or 1. And they, what I could tell, they went across the road first, and then I must have came around the corner. And he was following them, and then came out on the road and was like, oh man.
And he gave you an opportunity.
Yeah.
I could have blasted him through the windshield. It almost would have been worth it if I think about it now.
I got full glass. Boom!
I would have been deaf as heck. But
That's exactly what I said when I first heard bits and pieces. Shoot through the windshield.
yeah. And then I thought, well, maybe I could get through the window, but I'm not left-handed. So I couldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He stood there for like 15 seconds, and I was like, he's not going to stand here for much longer. He's too big. And then I honked at him.
Yeah, and too bad he wasn't far enough in the woods where you could have drove right by and then stopped and got out and come back.
Yeah, I would have. Well, if he stood there, I would have ran him over. I would have been like.
You know what they say? Don't try to toot your own horn.
Yeah.
So he was bongo, huh?
Yeah, he was probably bigger than Uncle Pat's deer.
Okay. Now that is a giant statement to say right there. And
Yeah, I know. It was
That's
the
where I
biggest
really
deer I've
That's
ever
a
seen.
slap in the old
when I
beard.
heard that earlier, that's where I really started struggling. Because nobody make that's the Uncle Pat buck.
It was
that
bigger
buck
than
I
his.
wanted to hang on my wall for 1 year, and
Whoa,
I
wait
can't-
a
it
minute.
can't happen.
He
That
wanted-
was my
He won't let it
buck.
happen.
I didn't go to that stand that morning. I had to try. I said, no, you go ahead and go, Pat. I didn't go to that stand.
Yeah.
And I knew he was going to shoot the big buck because that's how it works.
Dan's offered.
So I honked my own horn on that
Dan's
one.
offered 3 of his mounts for that one mount.
Wait a minute. Let's all be clear, though. Let's all be clear. That's my tag, so it's my deer.
Carl's tag just this season. That was Carl's tag. So that's an interesting chapter to Uncle
my
Pat's
deer.
buck right there.
And I only shot 3 bucks that year.
Oh, that's
A
strong.
9, a Y, and a 10.
Well,
Or
not
12,
to be like Garrett there and toot your own horn.
Yeah, no kidding. Mm-hmm. I swear, you can go look
I
at
know.
it.
I'm just nephew. I don't doubt what you share.
It did not look like a monster buck track at
I
all.
take Uncle Pat's buck very seriously. That's my favorite deer of all time,
Yeah.
and then some. So when people start talking about their buck
And you
bigger
know-
than Uncle Pat's buck.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing, when I shot that deer, I do make you say this.
the mount, did he?
I never knew what
even
size.
knew what it was.
I never knew what size rack he
Mount is
had.
on him.
I just knew it was a buck,
Yep.
and it had no ground shrinkage. Every step I took, the rack kept getting bigger and bigger. Wow.
Look at they're all like, what's going on? We're just looking at a little spike. We're looking at a little spike, and I got one daytime photo from yesterday. And it's the big one.
Look at this guy.
I got one of the big ones on video. He's a nice buck.
Hey, Vince, hey!
Calm down.
I'm going to your stand.
Alright.
Hey, when you leave camp, take a left. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't said that in a few years.
I got right. I can take a right.
There he is. All right, mini cuz. Look at that guy. Handsome dude. Here it is. Oh, that's a doe. This last year. No, it's this year. This is this year. You got a doe. Let's go look right up to the camera. Look at her. That's the same doe.
That's the one I see.
Here's me. Look at this little guy. Little 3-pointer. Look at that, spiker. Yeah.
Really likes
Long
that.
spikes on him. Yep.
Is this it here?
Nope, the same one.
I'd shoot him. I don't care. I'm not
You
prejudiced.
look at this guy and go, oh, that's nothing to be too excited about.
That's the sun right there.
I got on my truck
Well,
and you
at
guys
night.
started screaming, and it wasn't for that deer.
Hold your coffee.
Oh! And it's got good view of the snow and everything.
No
Watch
way! Look at that.
You got video.
That's the relative of the guy that was in That's what we saw in the swamp. Isn't that what we saw in the swamp down here a few years ago? When
Look
we were
at how
calling Melissa's
wide.
deer? That's a wide buck.
Like it just.
Does it got the time on there? Because that one is set right.
That's definitely during the day.
Let me.
He is
huge.
Probably the one I saw those prints of, huh?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's a big
Huge.
8?
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Around your
is
stand again, or?
Is it afternoon?
12:23 p.m.
Oh, right in the middle of the day.
At lunch.
12:23 was there.
At lunch.
Dang. I understand.
Everyone scatters.
Why did I leave my
runs to
stand
their
at
stand.
11:30? Oh, he's probably right there right now. No, he's not in the same spot.
You were hungry.
It's wide.
Tall,
at how
tall,
wide.
Tall doing that one.
Just look at the
That's almost like 18 to 20.
Well, it's Friday, third weekend, and I just shot the biggest buck of my life. And he has the horns and the body together. He's just a brute. And I am just so thankful. I thank the Lord. But yeah, he's a giant 10. What a brute of a buck. So mini cuz, this is the video, and I'm not a professional like you, but I'm telling you, he's a big old buck. Thanks, Uncle Pat.
No problem. Anytime.
Uncle Pat's pulling a shift. We're doing shift work on this brute of a buck that I got. Uncle Pat says, well, we got a lot of discussing to do yet, but Uncle Pat says he's a top 5 of camp buck. So anyway, I thought I'd pull a little video of my uncle pulling my big old buck. Holy cats, what a brute. I mean, my Uncle Pat, not the buck. But the buck's a brute too, but Uncle Pat's an animal. If I don't switch off, he'll drag him all the way to my truck.
I came just in time.
Is a mammoth.
You ready, mini cuz?
I'm so ready. Woo!
Look at that big old buck.
Hold it up, son. Get on behind there. So many of those. You're going on.
What happened to his horn?
Chucky buck. He's got a hole in the horn, buck.
What in the heck?
Yeah.
Look at that. Flip his ear up for me. See, it's wider than his ear.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
18 3/4 inches. Yeah.
Wow.
How you doing, Kelly?
Doing good. How you doing?
How excited were you?
There's more of them out there.
I was excited.
Oh,
Yeah?
You know where he shot it, right?
all season.
Yeah.
Wade and Dusty
Well, the
shot
doe
it.
first.
Yep.
He went on the stand right across
Second
the swamp
deer.
here.
Yep.
Wow.
Uncle Ronnie's stand.
Really?
Yep, Ryan, I asked him, said, you mind if I jump on there?
Right across.
Said, yeah, go ahead.
So this must be the guy from the video.
To the bench.
We'll have to do some diagnostics, but I'm thinking,
Yeah?
especially with this, if that's,
Oh, so when you guys were all cheering last week,
yeah,
that's an 8-pointer. This is not that buck.
this is a
So there's
different
still a
one.
big old buck back there.
2 minutes after.
Yeah.
Look at his head.
Yeah, he's a brute.
His head is huge.
Yeah, this guy's a brute.
Say something.
He's a brute.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations, dude.
Get a load
Thanks,
of this
cuz.
though.
That's a nice one.
Got some
Look
beat
at
up
his
toes
hooves.
on him.
He's all.
Running. So
He's been.
probably got 200 miles in on this year's run.
We're 12 miles from a tar road. And
Yeah.
he's got, these are chipped back here too.
Wow. Are you just in awe, Dan?
Yeah, Lord bless me, honestly. I've been waiting to see a deer all season, and when you least expect it, which my dad's always said, and it's never happened like that before. You know, it's almost light at the stand, light and stinky, crash, break, smash, boom, doe running 100 miles an hour. I thought it was a wolf, and I'm like, is that a stinking wolf? It's still kind of dark, and no, that's a doe. Well, then I knew what was happening, so now I'm ready. And here he come, and I couldn't really see horns, but he was big, and I'm like, it's got to be a buck. And I couldn't get him in the scope, so I'm like, ah! He stopped. Couldn't find him. He started running again. I'm like, nah! He stopped, and he gave me his rear end. Boom! I took the shot through the brush, and he took off. And I'm like, I stayed there for like 10 minutes. Pat, Uncle Pat, did you shoot? Cousin Ryan must have been just leaving camp. Did you just shoot, cuz? No, I'm texting back and forth, and finally, I don't know, 10 minutes went by. Like, that was a bad shot. I'm just gonna light stinky, get up in the stand and start hunting. So that's what I did. I lit it, couldn't find my lighter. Finally got up there, lit it, got up there. I'm like, well, I'm gonna comb the area because now I can see. So I start combing the area with my scope, and I can see it. I can see his head. I'm going, holy! And I see his back. Boom! Oh. Down? Down.
Intermission.
And boom! And then I see the head drop, and through the brush and the trees, I could see a snout and a half a rack, and I'm going, are you kidding me? Did I just, that thing is that big? I didn't want to believe it. Because, you know, I've created some doubt in this camp. I shot a big buck, and, you know, it's a lot of ground shrinkage and good laughs and memories over the years, but not the case with this one. So, that's my story.
That's awesome.
And it's Lord bless you.
Uncle Pat,
When in doubt, shoot.
shoot.
Throw lead. He ain't always going to be the prettiest shot, and who would have thought that I zipped his belly open and he was going to stop and stay there? Billy?
Behind. He's facing away from you.
He was broadside my first shot, and I zipped his guts open. But what that bullet exactly did, well, he was bleeding up in there something sick.
Yeah,
I
think he hit liver.
Yeah, and he stayed there. He was right over there. I didn't know he was over there.
You thought you were just gonna keep hunting.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
I
I've
missed
had
that.
plenty of missed opportunities in my life, and I said this could have very well been one. Because trying to shoot through this with a stinking super fast bullet, you know, he was in my scope. The brush wouldn't have been in the way. That would have been. I knew I would have got him. You know.
Yeah.
But there was so much brush, and I'm thinking, bullet deflection. So thank you, Lord.
So, my dad told you where to hunt this morning?
He said you ought to hunt Uncle Ronnie's stand.
You set it up.
Yeah, and I planned on hunting that this year at some point, but I kind of forgot about it.
This is why he's the commissioner, isn't he?
Yeah. and then I asked Ryan again this morning, just double checking, because we communicated that at the beginning of the season that if you guys aren't hunting it, I want the option to be able to jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's. So I asked him. He was getting up a little late, and he goes, "No, go ahead," because he said last night he was going all the way back. So.
Because Lucas hunts that stand sometimes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or either one. You know, it's in his area, so I was just. It don't matter that I moved it last year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'll get some.
I'm just so happy that you can actually see into the woods again.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, this week has been tough.
Yeah, give us an update on the week between second and third weekend.
So, with the snow on the trees, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
I've walked a lot of roads, put on a lot of miles. I've seen 7 does.
Really?
Yeah, and got within 20 yards of them. Skinheads, I can't shoot. But all singles, no bucks with them. So then we got the wind. And when was that, Tuesday or Wednesday? Is that, yes, no, it was Tuesday. Tuesday. Dan was going to go to Vinny's stand, and I was going to go out to Andrew's blind out on the beaver pond.
Yeah.
So, but Dan left before me, so then I was walking in, and it's what, a good mile back there or more.
Yep.
And I got to the beaver pond through the woods, and I look up. Only thing I see is the chair. The blind's gone. I went out, walked up to the chair, and found the blind about 50 yards down the beaver. This is a big beaver dam he's got there, about 50 yards down it.
Yeah.
Went and grabbed it, put it back over the chair, got in there, and the first gust came and put the blind right up next to me. I'm pushing it back, and I'm trying to hold it down. I said, Dan, I can't do this anymore. Do you want me to fold this thing up? Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, it was tough hunting. We had 27-mile-an-hour sustained winds, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. When the wind was coming, the snow was coming off the trees, and we drove around a little bit, and it was hitting the truck like there was teenagers throwing snowballs at your windshield. You know, it was something else. You know, but when you got lemons, you make lemonade, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but we did learn a lot. We still learn a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the rut's
Pat's
still
texting me.
happening.
I can't hold on to this blind. Should I fold it down for now and walk? Sure thing.
Well, you should
shoot a buck so we can get out of this wind. Okay, fresh tracks from last night here. Cool.
What about Dorothy?
Pat gets out in that wind. He's like, let's see. Sorry, hang on. Let me go back. Well, when the blind blew away, but I found it. Tried to tie it off, but not very good. That stinks. Well, when you get lemons, make lemonade, right?
Yep.
I'm in the blind now. Sorry about that. Shoot the buck. That's what I'm talking about. Hanging on to the blind in that last gust. Laugh out loud. Sorry, I know it's not funny. Here comes another one, I told him. Because I was upwind to Uncle Pat. I must be in Kansas. Hang on, Dorothy. Where's Toto? I shot him. He was shoot a buck so we can get out of this wind, will ya?
Oh boy.
That's what happens when you stay 2 weeks up in the woods, me and Uncle Pat.
Yeah.
Not that we're crazy, but we
get
get a little goofy and have some fun, you know.
Yeah.
We're vlogging. Another unsuccessful hunt. Didn't see anything. It's very sad. That's it.
Now that, I don't say that like.
Are you sure you mean that?
I could almost take that back.
Are you sure?
The amount of big tracks.
I said could possibly be.
But the amount of big tracks we've seen around here, there are a lot of.
There's some trees up here right now. I don't know where they all came from. Maybe they came from Kansas.
Yeah.
Is this my closing
This is your
comment?
closing comment.
Oh man, another great year. Even though we didn't harvest a lot of deer, but we had snow, wet snow that covered the entire wood, so you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. That lasted a good 4 or 5 days before we got winds. We had trees going down everywhere. We shot 4 bucks. One of them was a dandy. We tried our hearts out. That's okay. There's always next year. I'm signing off.
There's always next year.
Oh my god! Oh! Yeah!
Closing statements, my
Well,
friend.
Pat, we'll see you in the city sometime.
2021,
We'll call you. We'll come
fun
over.
year. A little different in some ways, but special in a lot of ways. I was fortunate and blessed to be in the right place at the right time and shot my biggest buck in my life. So, and a lot of people got to be a part of that with me, and that's always special too. So, yeah, I'm just thankful. Next year is a new year. We're going to learn some more. We're going to zero in on some things, and we're going to shoot more deer.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Oh, Chucky. That's your feeling.
oh my goodness.
I'm hungry, man.
That one